Hi, I'm Rosie.
Yay, I'm back on YouTube.
Welcome to my channel where I look into what's going on intuitively in the world, from the political to the personal.
You can book personal readings on my website, rosieinsights.com.
Okay. Hello, everybody, welcome. Rosie and Korean psych investigators. Okay, I have a button. I have a button. I can't resist. I got a button today.
You have
Okay, so I got a button on Amazon to be the nuclear button, so it's kind of funny. I couldn't. I'm very mature, very mature. Okay, so
you have to press it and actually do the voice. It's easier to hear when you do it.
That's right. That's right. No, it's true. So
Yeah, because it's muffled on the button.
that's right, but it's sort of like an alarm, like
Yeah.
a fire alarm alert. Fire.
Wee, wee, wee.
So okay. So we'll get on. So today there aren't a ton of news, but just covering a few things here.
Let's do the prayer first.
Oh, that's
or
right.
protection.
Thanks for reminding me. Oh,
You're welcome.
remind me because I forget things. Okay. God for protection, beautiful ray of light coming on top of my head as I breathe in. I feel my lungs as I breathe out. I create a circle. I create a circle. I step into it. I feel protected. I feel connected. I'd like to ask that information come only from the highest sources that create the good and only the good. So, okay. All right. So, Karina.
Yes, here we
Okay.
go.
All right. So Trump announced, so this is just was in the news, even though we said, we're not generally looking at the news about, Tehran and whatever, but
No.
it's kind of interesting just because it would be a good way to look as to does he really go to France, right? Because I mean, Charles Kushner, it's Jared's
Yeah.
dad is involved in a few crimes that we know of, and he's really close friends with Bibi Netanyahu. So let's ask, Quinn, like,
Yeah.
does he actually start the job? Is he confirmed or whatever you call it? Does he start the job? Does he become the American ambassador to France?
No. No way.
Okay, so go ahead, Corinna. What you got? Tell us.
I don't see it at all.
Okay.
I just don't. It's like I just see burning flames, like nothing.
Tell me about the flames. What do you mean by the flames?
Like there's just fire all around him. Like he's not going anywhere. Like no.
Okay, because so I asked this because I was telling you that I had a conversation with someone that I talk to often, and she asked me, we discussed this, and I said, it's so interesting. I said that he was like happy today, like, oh yeah, I got nominated. But then there's a dark cloud that comes with thunder, and the thunder comes and burns and thing. I saw this
Yeah.
different, but I saw the thunder coming and all like the thunder burning, sometimes it does burning in front of him and he can't go anywhere.
Yes,
And
exactly.
even though it wasn't him that was hit by the thunder and the fire, there was a fire.
Yeah, that's
And
interesting.
right, so is that right? So what is it? What is the fire?
Yeah, see, isn't it that
It's
just goes to show
you know
how
what I
different
got?
things come in.
You know what I got? Because I was like, what's this fire? It's like dump, stir, fire.
Fire.
Uh,
Yeah, he's
dump.
just burning in flames.
That's right. So it's
Yeah,
Trump, dump fire,
yeah.
dump the fire,
You
dump.
know, it's so interesting. Every time we ask about Trump and his picks or anything like that, there's always an image I've seen this whole time. And you know what it is? It's so weird. It's like have you ever seen, in those old kind of creepy scenes where it's an old abandoned amusement park and it's just abandoned. So there's nothing left to it. It's old, it's broken down, there's no energy, there's no life, there's nothing, no existence to it, there's no future for it. There's nothing there. That's the same image I get every single time when I look at any of these guys. There's just nothing there. It's just old, abandoned, dried up. Like it's, how sometimes we always feel things are in the past already. It's like gone. So yeah, for me, he just goes up in flames too.
Okay, wow. Okay, and I see Jared like also himself then suddenly feeling like he was like, oh, I can go to prison now. He knows it's near somehow. Even though I honestly I don't think that Jared has much to do with this particular election. The crime
No.
is done with taking foreign money and selling secrets, right? As we know.
Oh yeah, yeah. We know what crime he was mostly involved with, and that's going to come back to get him big time.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay.
Yes, because that was serious stuff.
Okay. So, all right. So now this is something that we have a lot of Canadian viewers,
Mm-hmm.
and we love you all. And
Yes.
and so some of you have mentioned this that Trump had dinner with the Canadian Prime Minister, and he was already talking about tariffs. Now, Corinne and I had discussed this tariff situation. I still think, honestly, it's not that he does. I mean, Trump has done tariffs in the past, right? But
Mm-hmm.
I think, and I understand that as we know, the project is to destroy the power of America in general in the world. So that would, of course, be harmful, and it would increase the prices for everybody. But the point here, I think, now with all this like screaming posts about this, is to distract from
Mm-hmm.
what's going on with the election, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right, Karina, this is my sense. But putting aside that, we can ask about tariffs in a little bit to see what did they discuss? How was this dinner like? And also, we know that that Trudeau had mentioned in the Canadian Congress or during hearings that he knows that who was it? He knows that people were paid by Putin. I think it was Tucker Carlson, somebody else he mentioned directly.
Right.
So first question is what was the meeting like? What did they discuss? And what does he know about Trump that we don't know? Trudeau. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so what did they discuss? And what do they know about Trump that we don't know?
Mm. I think they definitely have their numbers.
Mm,
I kind of think it's a little bit about the tariffs and the election info
mm. What do you mean?
because it's like I can definitely see him talking about the tariffs. To me, Trudeau feels just so angry. Like I just want to grit my teeth. Like I'm showing Trump this piece of paper. Like I just want to say, you MFer,
Mhm,
how dare you try and do this? Because he knows it would crash not only our economy, their economy. You know, this isn't good for anybody.
mhm,
But then I also feel like he knows that they're trying to get Starlink in their election next year.
mhm, mhm,
And he's like, again, I just want to grit my teeth and just you effort. Don't you think that you two are gonna get away with it? Like they're onto him.
mm, mm,
And I don't think, obviously he doesn't know all the like he can't say all the details, of course, but I definitely think that he's obviously let him know they're onto it.
mm. Okay.
I don't
So
know. Who do
yeah,
you feel? Do you
no,
feel
no,
that?
I just saw that he's like kind of it's sort of like he's like kind of like, okay, so let's talk about this. So this is gonna happen. Like I feel like he knows. First of all, it's like you said, the whole thing is it's a terrible idea. And then another thing I noticed that he notices is how different Trump is from before, how his mental capacity is almost
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
oh, like he's not there. He's there.
No.
It's like he's not there fully. His mind is already kind of incapacitated.
Yeah.
And then I see the kids like, okay, okay. And then because I see that, I think he picks up what I picked up, that the tariffs are a distraction from what is really going on.
Mm-hmm.
And then I see that I feel like he knows that there's something weird about the election, but he can't say it to him directly. And then, but I feel like it's just this kind of like a
It's said in a way that
theater.
Trump knows. Yeah.
It's a bit of theater, I feel like.
Right.
But I have a question. Does Trudeau know what NATO knows about does he know that our election was then the numbers changed? Does he know?
I believe he does. I mean, I feel like they can see it like we can, Rosie.
That's right. No, and I see that they pick up, I see that they all is somebody was saying that do you know the Five Eyes Alliance? I think
Yes.
I
Yes.
believe they are, right? Also, isn't that
Yes.
Canada?
Yeah.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so they know. That's
Yeah.
right. They know, let's just see, but it's saying the Five Eyes, it's this intelligence group, but they don't know, like they don't have the power that NATO has, obviously. So okay,
But I
so
think at this point they're all kind of communicating and working together now. You know,
okay,
there
that's right.
has to be some
Right.
coordination with all that.
Anglosphere Intelligence Alliance, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, the United Kingdom, and the United States. So those, so good. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So,
They're on it.
so that's right. So they know, but I see it's like some kind of theater, or like appeasement is not the word, but they go with it, go along with it. Okay. So,
Yeah.
so I have a question. Is this true? So what's the status of the tariffs? And he's like, no, it's good. I still see that I see Trump saying this, and then there's all these people behind the scenes kind of knowing that he has to clown up while and I see that Trump's people know that definitely they and I see either they heard from the Russians or what, but like they know that people are onto them.
Yeah.
They know now by now.
Yes.
They just
Like,
don't know what is going to happen, but they know that
yeah.
others know. Wow. So that's why they're so scared and it's so desperate.
That's why they're
Oh,
pushing everything
that's
and all
right.
these
You know how
tactics. Yes.
that's right. That's why they're
Yeah.
pushing for like, oh, let's inaugurate because okay, they know that everybody knows. They
Yeah.
just don't know what is going to happen. And like us, they do think it's too quiet.
Right.
But they're like, let's act like we're winning. We have to
Mm-hmm.
keep acting like
But
we're
even they act like they're winning, you know, interestingly enough, this time, like you said, Trump's is different this time. They can see it. And, you know, you and I we know what his health is like, and we keep getting that. And it's that he can barely, you know, speak when he's not pumped up with everything.
Mm,
And so I think, too, it's also a pressure campaign. They're putting pressure on him. They know they can do that now. You're right, he's a different man than he was before.
mm,
And I think too, it's really, really putting pressure on Trump
mm.
that
Okay.
because they're coming at him now. They
Mm,
weren't doing that before.
mm, mm, mm. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. So
Yeah.
okay. So that's
Yeah.
where okay. All right. So settle for this particular topic. Okay. So but okay, I have a question though, Quinn, about this, the thing you were just saying about Trump. Do you pick up that he knows? So does he know that we know about? Because I kind of get this feeling that he seems so out of it to me that I don't even know that he's getting the whole. Does it make sense, Quinn, know what I'm saying? Like, or
Yeah. I don't think he knows the whole ordeal, no, because you're right. I think he's so out of it at this point, and I think
Mm,
that they're only telling him
mm.
what they want to tell him to keep him from raging.
Okay, I see. Okay. All right.
So I think that now, that being said, I also think Trump has a little bit of that sense where he can pick things up. He can feel that.
Okay. All right.
So he can feel something's off and not right, but his mental capacity is waning, so he can't quite
Mm,
grasp everything. So
okay.
when it hits him, it's going to be the shock of the century.
All right. Okay. Okay. That's what I say. Was it through he's a con man through and through. He still will act like nothing, right? Even if he knows that people know, he will still act like nothing happened. So that's his natural instinct. He's a natural con man, is saying. Okay. So
Yeah.
speaking of con man, now we have this guy. Now, just if you guys remember, so Kash Patel, he is involved in January 6th. He was working in the department. He was nominated to the Department of Defense right at around December, or he started the job there to plan, I'm sure, with Trump, right? How
Mhm.
it happened. The other thing that he's done that people may or may not know or remember is that he was one of the people that at the beginning of the Trump administration went over to London to try to confront Christopher Steele. Remember Christopher Steele?
Yeah.
The the British spy or intelligence agent. So he tries to confront directly. Of course, Christopher Steele doesn't show up, like it doesn't let him in or
Yeah.
anything, but this is about obviously he wants to he looks so dumb. Look at his face. He looks so dumb. So this is a person that's antithetical to it's almost I was telling you it's almost like it looks like a joke, right?
Yes.
So what is I mean, and we know this guy is a joke, like he's dangerous and dumb and manipulate like he's super loyal to Trump, of course, but what is gonna do we see? I almost laugh like when I think about it. So is it gonna be in that group? Is it gonna be the head of the FBI?
You, you, yeah, I'm getting the Michael Jackson song "Dumb Criminal." Isn't that a Michael Jackson song, "Dumb Criminal"
No,
or
I
something
don't know.
like that?
I know, I
It's
don't
like,
know.
oh geez,
Oh,
no.
okay. So what
They're
happened?
not going to hand the FBI over to this guy. There's no way.
Let me ask. So what happens? What's going on with Kash Patel today? Just like Charles Kushner, she's like, oh yeah, I'm so thank you, man. Thanks. Yeah, I'm really happy. I'm so glad I was recognized by Mr. Trump, President Trump. He's so great. He's the greatest. Yeah, yeah. So then I see he's celebrating and he's like, oh, and I even see he's going somewhere on vacation, like a Bahamas or somewhere at beach, like Caribbean or something.
Yeah.
And then he's like, yeah, man. And then I see he comes back and then he's handcuffed. Like, uh, I don't know. Why is he handcuffed? I say, no, he's crimes. It's crimes. That's right.
Yeah.
So he's been, I say, he has been, what is the word here? Hurt, like, been under surveillance.
Surveillance.
That's right.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
they
Yeah.
know this is the time. And it's saying, as you know, Rosie, like, as you know, Rosie, they put a lot of these people under surveillance for years sometimes. Take a long
Yes.
time before they decide to. That's right.
Yeah. And honestly, it was Smooth Criminal that Michael Jackson sang. They're correcting me, but he is a dumb criminal.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah. And he's going to not get away with all that.
So let me no, I don't even see that he gets because if let's say if you're nominated, you have to go through the confirmation process. I don't think he will be. No,
Yeah.
I think
Here's
so.
an insurrectionist going through the confirmation process. You think?
Right. That's right. Well,
Yeah.
it's more than an insurrectionist because he was working inside the government,
Yes. Oh
right?
God.
Doing all
Yes.
so
Yeah.
that's
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
oh, it's say the parts about he's one of the people that it's like they're one of the more delicate investigations because their conversations with foreign agents or something, right? Like there's intelligence captured his conversations abroad.
Right.
So he's one of those compromised people. So that's why he
Mm-hmm.
hasn't been mentioned quite as much. And that's probably why, of course, why would that nominate him, right?
Yeah.
Because essentially the picks, Trump's picks, have
Yeah.
been paid by Putin. So
Yeah. They're all picked by Putin. They're not picked by Trump.
that's right.
I mean, JD Vance wasn't even picked by Trump. He didn't even want him.
That's right. That's right.
He
So
had to go with him because that was Peter
right.
Thiel. And yeah.
That's right. So okay. So now there's another now go international, even though the Kash Patel is international in his crimes. Okay, so now we know that Syria is a mess. It's been a mess for a while, but now there's advance of the rebels, all kinds of groups. You guys, I was listening yesterday to documentaries. It's so complicated and it's so violent. Like I said
No.
before, that I really am interested in the Lebanese civil war, but there's some of it makes some sense it's just, but this is just pure violence, the gratuitous, some of it is just so creepy with ISIS, remember, like all of it. So anyway,
Hmm.
we don't know who's going to take, I don't think that the Assad is going to stay, but the question, the point of our conversation today, and the question that we have here is whether in fact Assad is because there are claims that Assad is in Moscow or Russia with his family already, because there's some news that are unconfirmed that the rebels are reaching Damascus, the capital, and they could be getting ready to take over, something like that. So what's the story? Where is Assad? Is he in Russia, or where is he? Is he or in Syria? Let's see. Where's Assad? Wow, I see that I think he's in Russia. Interesting.
Hmm.
I see him. It's interesting. I see because I know that it's a beautiful, that those buildings in Moscow with I forgot the name. It's like this curly, looks like ice cream. It's very beautiful, truly. And
Yeah.
I see that there's all these lights because it's Christmas season starting and everything. And he's staying at I think it's some hotel that he's like overlooking this place, whatever
Hmm.
it is, like it's overlooking and it's beautiful, and it's so cold over there. It's very cold, of course, the weather. And he's like so cold. It's like, damn it, throwing your phone, it doesn't work. Like he's so pissed. He's like, damn it, throwing things. He's so furious. I get it. And it's like if you were in Syria, he would just be killing somebody. Like, oh, yeah, I'm serious. I mean, show me somebody, kill me somebody, bring me some head. I mean, I don't.
Yeah.
He's just so violent. This regime over there. So yeah, I think he's there. The wife is there. The kids are there. Yes.
Hmm.
And I
Hmm.
even but I see. But my mother is behind. I don't know if his mother's really still alive. I don't know, but there's some family members that he's upset and he can't get him out, and he's just like, where's my money? Oh, and the other thing is, that's right, because of the sanctions, it's harder than ever to get to access money and things. So he feels really powerless. Oh, sad for him. But
Yeah.
what's happening? What's going to happen to him? So what's going to happen to him next? Grenadines, let's see. In Syria. Wow. Okay. I see him watching television and people over. That's right.
Yeah.
They are. I see that they could reach Damascus and, in fact, do a coup in getting the palace or his house or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
Hmm. And honestly, I saw the same thing you did with the buildings in Moscow, and that
mhm.
was the first thing I saw, the beautiful buildings. So yes, he's there. But yeah, I agree that they're gonna overtake.
Oh,
I don't know if he's gonna even be able to go back.
that's right. Because you know what I saw? I saw that he's watching the television, and then I see all this blood. Like, I don't know if he calculated it, but we know that he got a lot of his own people killed. And I see that he's like, what's all the bloodshed? What was it for? Because then he sees that he's losing everything that he got, the power that he held on to, he's losing it now. So what is the point? He's like, damn it, I fought so hard and I have nothing.
Yeah.
And I see that he's even yelling at Russians now. Whatever you I didn't have whatever language, I don't know what language he uses to communicate with them, but that he's upset about it. And then the Russians are thinking to themselves, dude, you were happy to be alive. They didn't say it to
Yeah.
his face. They're like, dude, you're glad at least you have somewhere to go to. Otherwise,
Yeah.
you'd be like being like burned, tortured to death tomorrow.
Exactly.
I don't think that, I don't know that they think it. I don't think they tell it to him. They're like, do you want to return back? We could throw you back there. Back there. Many people would love to cut you up in person. You want to be cut up in person? Really?
Yeah. I
He,
know.
he's complaining. That's right. He's complaining that the thing is below standard, the standards that he's used, because there's a massive poverty. It's a mess over there in Syria. And so that's right. He's just eyes down the door. So what's going to happen
And
to him?
honestly, I think Russia's just as much of a mess at this point.
Of
And
course,
so, yeah, he's not going to have any privilege there either.
but at least Russia is such a big country that it's very hard to do some kind of quote unquote revolution. But somebody mentioned
Yes.
something, I think it was the person I was speaking to. She said, somebody said that they could see Assad being tried at the Hague. I agree, because I think he's going to be stateless, right? I think because let's get real. I don't think the Putin regime is going to last longer.
No. And
And once, and once,
exactly, once Putin falls, where does he go?
that's right.
Yeah.
So because see, there'll be a price on his head. Like nobody's gonna want to protect him, and that's right. I see that he gets captured and shipped to the Hague.
Yeah. I think the Hague's going to
So
be pretty busy.
wow, that's right. I see he stays there, and I see what he showed me actually because I went. It's funny. I went to I didn't even release the video because
I
it all
know.
happened, but I went to
I
the Hague and
know.
there was a little video of it, and it shows me in my vision here where there's an actual prison in there, I guess, somewhere.
Yeah.
He's gonna be there in the Netherlands. He's going to be close to him when you go back there.
Yeah. Maybe
Rose.
him and Elon can share a nice little cell together.
Wow. Okay. Do you think that is because I kind of feel like is Elon going to go to the Hague or the US or going to stay in the US? I think he's going to stay in the US.
Well, I think he might stay in the US, but honestly, I can honestly see different countries coming at him.
That's
So at
right.
some point, he's going to be dealing with international courts.
Yeah, that's
And where
right.
he ends up, from there, because, what he's done is an act of war in each of those countries.
Oh, that's
So
right. That's right. That's
I
right.
would think he would end up at a place like The Hague.
Oh, because you know what? It's so sad to say, and this is we were I don't know that we talked publicly about this, but at one point, I don't know where I saw this, that Jack Smith, there's a lot of people speculating that he could take the case of Trump to the Hague, but one of the ideas behind the Hague is that people will try to the Hague when their countries are not capable and
Right.
willing to prosecute them. And I think this is very possible with Elon Musk, considering how much power he has, how
Yeah.
much, but in his bottle, like Texas, he could do whatever he wants. So I could
Right.
totally see it. Like he should be transferred there just because if we're gonna wait on, these Republican courts, they could be like, oh, but let's send it to the Supreme Court. And then the
Yep.
Supreme Court, if votes for it,
Exactly.
right?
That's why I think Jack Smith did that in the first place, because
Mm-hmm.
it takes politics out of the crime.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You see? It
Yeah.
takes politics out of the crime, because if it's left to our Supreme Court and Congress to pass this or that, or we all know until this gets changed what they're going to decide. So it
Right.
takes it out of the
Mhm.
politicians' hands,
Okay.
and they can't do a thing when when it goes to international courts.
Okay, so you know what I'm getting actually, since although we were not asking about Jack Smith, I am getting that uh Jack Smith is that right? He's gonna release the report this week. I thought it was December 3rd. Do you remember, Karina? That
Well, we are getting close. That would be this week. Wait, what day are we? Oh yeah, no. Today's
tomorrow is
today's Saturday. So the third would be in the week. So we are close. Yeah. I do think he's gonna release something. It's all gonna come out pretty soon.
let's see.
Because like we were talking earlier, and too, we both agree that you know Trump's pretty much going to be incapacitated when all these crimes are coming out as well, but they still have to come out. Everything has to be shown to the people. We have to see this with our own eyes,
Mm,
what this man has done. So no matter where he is, everything has to be shown to the public, no matter when and where. We have to see it all,
mm.
because we can't correct what we don't see.
That's right. No, for some reason, okay. All right. So for some reason I thought that it was gonna be December 3rd. I don't know why. And I'm getting so is he going to release is so let's see if you pick up something. Is Jack Smith going to release this report by because I don't know why I got December 3rd. Is it gonna be around December 3rd or later when? Let's see. Probably January. It's gonna be. I think it's possible that it could come out this week because I was told, I guess they were saying he could release it this week. So because
Yeah,
October
I
3rd is
I kind of
Tuesday.
get from the 3rd to the 5th kind of feeling
Okay.
too.
Okay. So that's right. So that's right. I see that he's like, it's in an envelope. He may have already written it actually. So,
Hmm.
all right. Interesting. Okay. So, all right. So now let's go to this part that it's funny, I was here already. I had forwarded. So this is the last piece of news we're going to discover, we're going to talk about. So now just an introduction here about Kosovo. Now, just a reminder or going backwards a little bit. So we know that there's a war, the Yugoslavia, uh, I guess was that civil war or whatever it was between
Hmm.
Croatia, Serbia, and Kosovo, right? So
Right.
now there was I remember it's a really horrific things that happened. Remember Bosnia, right? Like, and there
Yeah.
was awful the way I can't even, it's unprintable, the things they've done, extremely barbaric. So
Yeah.
what happened? This is about UN. I'm sorry, the UN, NATO. NATO intervened and went in and dropped bombs over there, and that whole thing stopped. So I was telling Karina that sometimes, people like a lot of times there's comments in the channel that I'm like, well, how come I think to myself, how can people believe this, knowing what they know about we know about with Putin? Like, but comments such as, "Oh, Elon Musk is a what is it? Is a handler," and it's like
Handler.
I really suggest that people read books about the KGB, Putin, Russia, to understand what handler actually means. It's a person in control, a person that is not emotional, basically, right? You have to be, it's
Yeah.
a complicated job. It's not randos with drug addictions, okay? So
No.
this is the thing, is like, it makes me, I guess, mad sometimes, really. I mean, because if people study Putin, really, like, you read books and you listen to it, get informed about it, then you can kind of connect things. So
Hmm.
is looking at the Kosovo situation here, I know the Russian propaganda always goes back to this because they support the Serbs. There's
Right.
a cultural connection because I believe the Serbs also believe in the Orthodox Church, the
Hmm.
the Russian Greek style Orthodox church. So they have that connection. And then the current president of Serbia, I believe, is pro-Russian. And also, there, remember the tennis player? I don't know his name. I don't care to find out. But he always is anti-vaxxer. So they all fall for the Russian propaganda train. And
Yeah.
so, to me, this happening, it's a classic work of sabotage related to Russia. Because why? Because Putin is very much, if you study his methods and his understanding of history, it's always about going backwards and
Right.
hurting the part of history that he thought is wrong in his mind.
Right.
And this is one of the things that they complain about a lot, is that NATO came in and dropped these bombs. So I feel like, again, this is a way to say to NATO, to give an FU to NATO, to say, oh, you know what, we don't care. We're going to do kind of like, we're going to undo what you did,
Hmm.
Kosovo,
Hmm.
because you helped the people from Kosovo. We're not going to do that now. So doesn't make sense going to
Yeah.
so I think, because this, if you look it up, actually I can click on this. Can I? It's really bad what happened there. It's very important for them. Let me just actually share this. Uh, because this is it's really serious. Okay, so social damage canal feeding Kosovo's main power plants. So the northern Kosovo supplying water to two coal-fired power plants to generate nearly all of the country's electricity.
Yeah.
Prime Minister Albin Kurti said, blaming what he called a terrorist act by neighboring Serbia. But again, I think this is very Russia related, because
Hmm.
Serbia and Russia are connected. And of course, they would do that to provoke NATO, I think, right?
Yes.
So,
Yeah. They are poking NATO like the bear.
okay. So anyway, so what is let's see, let me see let's find
Yeah.
out what does Putin know about this? Is he involved? And I see, yes, he's
Mm.
like, the people
Yes.
did it. Yay, good job. They got mad. And they don't care that people they have problems. It's winter. Now, yes, is it not? It's almost winter, but over there it's cold. So
Yes.
you are without electricity. There's the water problems. It's very, very serious. So yes, I see the NATO. It shows me a notch, another notch,
Hmm.
another terrorist attack. Yes. So, okay, so that's right. So it is,
Another incident.
oh, it's saying this, they're saying this could be the thing, Currently you said the thing before the Thanksgiving attack. This could be one of the things that actually may trigger because it's considered to be, that's right, because NATO knows the history. That's right. So,
Right. That's the thing. NATO does know the history. They know
so,
they know what Putin does.
mhm,
They're the ones that have studied him, just like all the information, they know all this stuff too.
mhm.
So they know what his tactics are, and they're all involved in this for years. They've been following this for years, so they know what triggers Putin.
That's right. That's right.
And he's always trying to rewrite history. He's always trying to do that.
Hmm. And it's saying that Putin loves, he loves division. The more wars that exist, the more division, because this is a sectarian conflict.
Yes.
And so
And
so
he's got to, step it up a little bit, because like I said yesterday, the deadlines are starting to
mhm,
come closer and closer. And
mhm,
so he's got to step it up as well, because
mhm,
he's at the point where, he doesn't care.
that's right.
He has no care in the world. He's
That's right.
just going to continue to do.
Yes, yes. So, all right. So that's it, right, for today,
Yeah. Yeah.
Catherine?
That was pretty good. That was enough.
Okay. So
More than we thought.
yes, yes. So should we pause? It's time to pause the
Yes.
recording for today. Okay. So, all right, guys. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Okay. See you
Yep.
tomorrow.